one. From Boston, Massachusetts to Adelaide, Australia, and everywhere in between. Talking local and national sports and just about anything discussed in a tavern. Broadcasting from South Lyon, Michigan. Welcome to Easy Speak at Speakeasy 330 with your hosts, Rich and Tom.
Hey, welcome from South Lyon.
Coming to you from the mean streets of Key West, Florida.
Key West. There might not be any mean streets down there like that, but I could be wrong.
There is. It's about a quarter mile the other way.
So I hope people don't think that, I hope people don't think that we posted a thing yesterday about the event that we're having Friday on the show here, this special thing. Hopefully people don't think this is the same thing and we might have messed it up, and I don't want people diving on or like that. But
well, I mean, if they want to, that'd be great. Check out the wonderful content that Rich and myself produce every day, every week here on the Easy Speak podcast.
Yeah, so this is pretty much going to be a freewheel show for us because let's just put it this way. You're 1,900 miles away. I'm still back home. Didn't plan on it and said, hey, screw it, let's go live. So
yeah, that came down the pipe, 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, about that. But hey, sometimes you get your best work out of it that way. So so tonight, let's get on the topic of discussing the Michigan victory, we'll call it. And then we will talk about the CFP matchups, talk about the Heisman's. The Heisman's just got released on who was invited to New York. And then we could talk maybe a little bit about the Lions win. However, I will say that I'm more of a fan of Jared Goff's girlfriend's reaction to them winning. That's me, but I might be a little biased.
Yeah, she seemed rather excited about finding out that her.
Sometimes I just wish she jumped up and down a little bit more in that video, but I'll be okay with that. So, but we do have a couple people that we're bringing on today, and we got some diehard Michigan guys, myself, you, and JP, who will join us in a little bit. But we also have a guy who's a Buckeye guy, and I actually had to sit next to him during the Big Ten game, and all I heard was, "God damn it, I can't believe it! I can't believe that there's no reason why we should not be here." So we're going to bring him on. Yeah, we'll be back. And, he put his name as Buckeye on there, but I refuse to put that on my screen. So let's welcome Drew to the show. What's up, Drew?
Hello. Drew. I mean, we went 4 years in a row. So, I mean.
Oh, here we go.
Well, I guess we could take a year off and let's just get back next year.
So let's just put it this way. Ohio State to Michigan fan. Okay. Yes. I don't want just a bullshit. I'm going to stick up for my team.
No.
But you have to admit.
No, I mean, just like
Michigan outplayed Ohio State. They outplayed them.
Watching that game,
he doesn't want to answer.
No, you don't. What it reminded me of was what Ohio State did to MSU the week before. Michigan, we crushed MSU so early, and Michigan just played a good football game.
So what you're saying is that you guys blew your load against MSU, and then you guys were kind of trying to go for round 2 against Michigan, but you just couldn't handle it, huh?
And I remember making a comment.
Yeah, well, that was the best defense we've played all year. I mean, hands down. I mean, Michigan's D-line is pretty freaking good. I mean,
what?
I mean, I'm just I
didn't. What did you say? Yeah.
Yes.
But
everybody talks about Ojabo and everyone talks about Hutch, rightfully so. But you got Upshaw in the middle. You got Donovan Jeter, who's stuck with the program. I think he's like 47 years old now. He's like a 15th year senior, and he's shown why he stayed and he committed to the program, and Ross at linebacker. That's a complete defense.
We had that's going to be a lot of holes next year. That's going to be a lot of holes next year. Hopefully in a program where you're building kind of like, say, if you look at the strongholds like Alabama and those guys, it's always next guy up.
Yeah,
There was
Ohio
a,
State's the same way.
Hopefully Michigan, we don't talk about Ohio State. We'll talk about Alabama, but let's just hope that they are, bring up.
Yeah.
All right. So while we're talking about Michigan right now, he just hopped on. Let's bring him on. So,
Gosh.
JP, welcome to the show. He's getting his
How's it
stuff all
going?
figured out.
Get to
Yo.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
work.
Did
The hell
they buy
are
you
you
guys
eating?
pizza?
Yeah, man. No, I bought myself pizza. I have
Oh.
a job.
We don't get free pizza. at
So do I.
contractors.
Hey,
Oh, I
looks
like
like
that.
you could have.
What?
Hey, looks like you could afford to lose a couple pizzas.
We'll let a Buckeye loser in here.
Well, hey, don't you got trucks to load right now?
Hey, are you quiet? How's it going over there?
It's going
You
good.
all right?
I'm chilling, watching.
How's
Watching
hockey season going for you guys?
The Wind Bowl.
what Ohio State hockey. We're ranked 18th in the country,
Hey,
and actually,
Only thing you
Ohio
got right now,
State,
buddy.
and Michigan play each other. I think this weekend in hockey. I don't know if it's in Ann Arbor or Columbus, but I'm
Like
going
a
to the
revenge tour for Ohio State's hockey team.
I'm going to the game in Ann Arbor in February,
That'd be
The
fun.
net game this weekend's in Columbus.
and the score of this
How's
game
it going
right now-
out there, Tom?
It's great. The weather's awesome,
Awesome. Are you
We
just
got
an
in-
island boy or what?
and just an island boy. I'm making like an island
He's looking for an
boy.
island boy right now.
Let me tell you
Sun's
what.
terrible.
Let me tell you what. We flew right into Key West.
Mm-hmm.
No gates. You get off the plane and you walk outside, and you got to walk into these double doors.
Have you
They have-
never done that before?
No, they
Oh,
have
okay.
two luggage carousels, and when you walk in, as soon as you walk in the door, there's a margarita
Yeah.
bar right there.
Nice.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad.
We need a margarita bar at Contractors.
Is it on the
Yeah.
hill? Is it on the house or no?
Oh,
Yeah.
hell no.
Yeah, right.
Oh no. We overindulged on margaritas earlier today, so it's an
So-
early night tonight.
Outside of the wedding, what are some of the plans down there?
We're going to a pool bar tomorrow,
Mhm.
Sounds awesome.
and then there's Sloppy Joe's. There's a place called
Sloppy Joe's.
Hog's Breath.
Is that where they do the drag?
I
the
saw
drag
that. I
at?
saw that.
Yeah. And then we're just gonna, bounce around different bars, and we have dinner reservations at this nice place, but we're
Right.
we're undecided if we're gonna go. But
Is it fancy like Applebee's?
yeah, you actually got to get on a boat and go. It's on some like island, so and it's like
Nice.
6-month reservation, but
God damn.
Dude, I could
That's
probably
awesome.
do without JP horking down slices of pizza like it's his job over there. What do you get? A 5-minute lunch break? You haven't breathed
Yeah,
yet.
man.
Yeah, they
I-
don't like us
can't
sitting down
talk.
much.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, you're always every time we see you got your mouth full.
What's that mean?
did
It's
you
either
did you
beer
like
or pizza, right?
did you like that picture I sent you, JP? You were up there stringing the guitar at
I
Willington's.
know. I
Wieners
almost
and
posted
pizza.
that.
Had some what are those crazy ass glasses on, and that was actually
Yeah.
really good.
They found his
So
twin.
you think the above knee high shorts would be a good look for me then?
Got to be honest, I wasn't paying attention to his shorts. I just,
So that-
I just saw he had a mullet. He was
That
rocking a mullet.
guy's shorts were halfway up his size, so
Hey, that could be your long lost brother.
It might be.
yeah,
You never know.
Your dad does live in Florida.
right. Until the trouser snake falls out of the shorts.
From the bottom.
So while we got since you're gonna eat pizza and talk about nothing,
It's fun.
let's
Right.
let's get on topic of the CFP. How JP, in your honest opinion, how do you feel the rankings went? Given the fact that Michigan won and Alabama, they both took care of business. So facts are facts, scores are scores. Did you really think that
Yeah.
because the way Alabama won warranted them jumping from 3 to 1, or do you think Michigan should have jumped to 1 and Alabama to 2?
Well, I think they're already both in the top 4, and obviously Alabama played the much tougher game and won it
But did they?
convincingly. So I'm okay with
But
that.
did they?
I
After
think
the first
Georgia's
quarter,
good.
after the first quarter, Georgia really didn't do anything. They didn't manufacture anything.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think Georgia was as good as people advertised because in the SEC East you don't really play anybody. I think the best offense they played was Tennessee.
Now they put up on ESPN. They put up like a side-by-side comparison, strength
Yeah.
of schedule, defensive scoring, points per game, and obviously Alabama had the better numbers. But my problem of it was Michigan was favored by 12.5. That game was over. That game was over 10 minutes into the game. They went out there and they won by 39. Iowa never had a snowball's chance in hell.
Well, no.
Michigan did what they had to do. Now you flip the switch. If Michigan's sitting at 3, or Alabama's at 2, they're not going to jump. Michigan's not going to jump them. I just think there has been and there always will be an SEC bias with the.
Hey, the best part about all this though, you're finally going to get a chance to see how good Cincinnati really is.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's true.
Can Cincinnati even hang with Alabama? Because if Bama goes out there and gets up like 21-0 early, then I mean,
well, Saban's not going to take his foot off the gas.
Oh God, no.
In my opinion, though, as a committee, if you're going to go with 2 SEC teams, just run them back again. You know what I mean?
They talked about that. They said there was
but if they want
consensus that they didn't want a replay, so to speak, in the first round. So that's why they kind of paired it the way they did. And of course, the chair of the committee denied it. Well, that's not false. That's false.
Yeah.
But, if you look at it from this standpoint, the way that they lined everybody up, and obviously we all agree it's a bias on SEC teams. What they did is, my personal belief is by them doing that, they actually almost hurt themselves when it comes to ratings for that national championship game. My opinion, Michigan should have went 1, played against Cincinnati, which would have been a 4. Then you would have had a northern team, then you would have had a southern team.
Mm-hmm.
And then that way you could encompass a broader range of just saying, hey, Georgia, if Georgia beats Michigan and Alabama, does work, look what that's going to do. It's going to be an all SEC national championship game. What is it warranted?
Drew, have you bought your Bulldog gear yet? You bought your Bulldog gear yet?
No. Hey, expand the playoff to 8 teams.
So I had my Michigan hat.
I agree with that.
I had my Michigan hat on traveling today, and I got 3 Go Blues. I got 2 in Charlotte, and then I got 1 when I got off the plane here in Key West.
Okay.
But there was a Bulldog bouncer. I almost said something, but I figured I'd let it go.
Yeah, expand. I think the 4-team playoff ran its course. You have to expand it. Because the thing is, though, everybody says power. Everybody says Power 5, but if you're only going to incorporate, 3 separate divisions, you're really not getting the strongholds of. It's an embarrassing. Oklahoma State should have won.
Yeah. I mean,
they shot themselves in the
too many errors. Oh yeah, for sure. Sanders looked terrible.
Well, people forever. I think we're getting upset. I mean, it was Clemson, Alabama, Oklahoma, and usually another a random team every single year, and people were getting upset about it. So I think if you expand it to 8 teams, maybe you have an upset or 2.
Well, I mean,
you never know.
There's people that think Notre Dame should have got a shake, but you can't put Notre Dame in it and not Cincinnati.
No.
But you know what? I read something today. People were saying, well, if you're going to go based off of conference champions, so you're saying Notre Dame can never be in it. That's a pretty bold statement to say, but
Notre Dame will always be in it.
Notre Dame has already said that they'll never join into a conference.
There's too much money.
Could it hurt them?
Too much money for them to stay independent.
Hey, Notre
Which I don't
Dame
know
needs to
how.
join the Big Ten.
I'm shocked that they
and
gave
they are in
Cincinnati a
hockey.
chance because college football playoff, all it is a name brand playoff.
Yeah.
I mean, you
So,
you can't have an undefeated team who's ranked in the top 5 not in the CFP, in my opinion. When you have all the
if
other
we-
teams ahead of them with 1 loss, and you just can't.
Think
Their
Cincinnati's
bias
a
is
better
only
team than
so.
Ohio State?
Cincinnati?
Cincinnati? No.
No, I mean, I think Cincinnati and like Ohio State, I think Cincinnati would give us a good game, but if our offense is on and we're playing up to our capabilities, then no.
Well,
They probably beat your
Michigan wrote
Smack
the
you.
Michigan wrote the playbook on how to control CJ Stroud. He's not really a very strong runner.
No, he's not.
Really
Whoa.
Hey,
not
I would
with
say
Mold.
control.
400 yards.
Yeah, he threw for over 400 yards. I don't think it was control.
Well, I
They
mean,
don't.
Michigan had him on his heels. But he wasn't going to beat you with his feet like previous Ohio State quarterbacks would
I
do.
think
Well,
they
he's
control
not like-
Henderson.
See, that's what like the best part about Justin Fields was Justin Fields could, I mean, drop back and throw it, or he could run and he could run like a
JT
wide
Smith
receiver.
was the same way. I mean, every
Yeah.
Ohio State quarterback.
No, CJ Stroud he's more of a pocket guy.
But when they have a good pass rush, I mean, Cincinnati's got a nice defense.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise.
I think Stetson Bennett looks real Cade McNamara-ish to me.
He
Hey,
was bad.
I will
looked
tell you right
bad.
now, he gets any pressure in front of him, he don't know what to do.
He might
Hey,
not
And that's
start.
and I tell you right now that if he does start and Michigan comes out with their front four like they always do, he's gonna have a very short game.
Well, it's going to be
Very
just like
good
the Iowa. Iowa needed to establish the run, and that just was not happening.
Michigan,
And
Michigan,
well,
Alabama final.
will Georgia be able to establish a run? They got some big tight ends that kind of worry me, but it's all going to come down in the trenches. It's really all going to come down to the trenches.
I don't want to look at this
Yep.
dude's titty.
Yeah,
There
man.
you
What
go.
is this like a? Come on, this is a kids show too here.
No, I'm watching this like 11 to the score is 11 to 7.
Somebody
number
kicked a field goal.
19, number 19 for Georgia, the big, tall, lengthy guy.
Brock
Yeah.
Bowers.
He looked
Yes.
really good.
Well, they've got 2 tight ends that can really play, and
Hey,
but
Georgia.
if,
They also got that freaking massive ass, like
number
300 some odd
99,
pound
the
defensive
defensive
end.
tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so if Michigan can get to the CFP final, they've earned it, no question about it. I mean, the way they've played football since the state game,
Yeah.
there hasn't been a better team in the country. I don't give a shit what you say, SEC. They have played the best football in the last 4 weeks. The most complete football in the last 4 weeks, and they deserve. And you know what? I think that 8-point spread is kind of bullshit, and I think you're going to see that number really tick down the
You guys are
closer
an
you get
8-point
to the
dog?
game. It's 8.
Oh shit.
9.5, I thought.
It went up to
I
9.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I saw it was
Put your
9.5.
money on Michigan. That's a.
I think Michigan can match up with Georgia physically. You know.
Well,
I think
here's my thing,
Michigan
though.
showed they can open the offense up. They can score. I think
So-
Cade's really comfortable in this offense. They showed that they could win a game this past week without really dominating on the ground, with the exception of Blake Corum's big run. They really didn't. They didn't really get that run game going.
Cade's had an interception in the last 2 games, and the first 10 before that was 2 also. So he's starting to turn the ball over against better competition. So you get into a
But
playoff
he's
game
taking
with
more
Georgia.
chances too.
He's
You get
forcing
into
the
a playoff
ball
game with
too.
Georgia. How long is it before you pull him out and put McCarthy in if he starts throwing interceptions to that defense?
You know, it depends on how many times you want to fumble the ball.
Yeah, that's a hell of a spot to
Yeah.
throw. That's a hell of a spot to throw McCarthy in.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, that's
just
what they've been preparing him for.
well, I know
But-
that, but if Cade, plays bad, you get down by I'll say 2 or 3 scores, and you look at McCarthy and say, "Hey, I know you're a true freshman, but go on, go step into the fire." I
But
mean,
and here's the other thing.
Saban did it with Tua.
Yeah, exactly. They put him in the national championship game.
that's true.
Who's going to be the starter coming out next year
For who? Michigan?
for Michigan?
JJ.
I don't know how you can't start him.
Now here's a question.
The way the transfer portal is these days, I mean, I don't see him transferring out, but what's going to stop him if he's not going to play? He came to Michigan for a reason, to play.
Hey, there was a very like a 4 or 5 star quarterback from Oregon with their coach going to Miami. It was all set to go to Oregon. He decommitted.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking like JJ.
These kids go to the program not for the program. They go to the program for the coaches, and
the money.
That's shown to be true with Lincoln Riley at USC. You know, he's got what is it, JP, 6 or 8 commits that have decommitted and are going to USC. It's you know, you go where the coach goes. You know, unfortunately, that's the way it is these days.
Yeah, well, like I said, there's no longevity anymore because these coaches are on the move so fast.
Yep.
I'm sure that with our season, we'll have a little bit of shakeup this year too.
So with Alabama facing Cincinnati, what's that? Anybody know what that line is right now?
10.5.
It's only 10.5.
Yeah.
That seems a bit low to me.
It seems like they're giving away free money.
Yeah.
Unless they're trying to pull that Cincinnati money, and then they're gonna, you know, the last minute they're gonna throw that line up. But I mean, I could see a situation where Cincinnati can run with them, maybe for the first half, maybe.
Yeah.
Well,
What
yeah.
the hell is this guy doing?
What are you
Making
going to the
hot
shitter or what, dude?
No, I'm making hot chocolate. I'm cold.
Okay.
Turn the heat on.
I got it at 66. I don't want a high bill.
Well, open up your oven or something.
Well, I'm thinking about it. I don't want a high bill. You know.
All right, so all right. I'll stop making funny about that. I get that. So hey, but let's move on here. So while we got JP on his break right now, we want to be able to maximize it. So today, Heisman came out. They announced the 4 people who are invited to New York. C.J. Stroud is one of them. Bryce Young is number 2. Kenny Pickett, and then obviously our Aiden Hutchinson, you know, Michigan's own Aiden Hutchinson. A lot of flack in the Twitterverse right now.
About K9?
No, about why? No, it ain't about that. Is why they chose Aiden Hutchinson over Will Anderson Jr.
Oh.
Well,
Because Will Anderson Jr. had 15.5 stacks. Hutchinson only had 14. And the numbers don't lie. Tackles, solo tackles, Will Anderson. Obviously, a different position. He's a linebacker. He's got 53. He's got 39 assists on there for a total of 91. You look at Aiden Hutchinson, he's got 33 solos, 25 assists for 58.
I'll tell you why.
You know, and for the sack yards,
hold on.
And for the sack yards, you got Aiden Hutchinson is a negative impact of 73 yards on his sacks, as Will Anderson's got 96. So people are like,
exactly why.
People are like, I don't know who this Hutchinson guy is, but why is he going in? Why is he going there, and Will Anderson's not?
Hey, I saw a lot of upset people about Kenneth Walker as well.
Yes, I saw that as well.
People
is Anderson the face of his program?
No,
that's it. What I was going to say.
Yeah,
Aiden Hutchinson is the face. He's the face of Big Ten football right now.
Yeah,
you haven't noticed Aiden Hutchinson's been media driven for the last 4 weeks. It's when you have a top team that goes to the college football playoffs. Who else is going to be?
You can market that event with Aiden Hutchinson being there. The first defensive player since Chase Young to be invited to New York. I mean,
did Chase Young get invited to New York?
He was invited. Yeah.
But the kid for Alabama is a beast. I'll say that.
Yeah. So I mean,
you know, and then some of the comments that come in about Walker is people are bagging on C.J. Stroud as well because they're like, hey, look, the guy's throwing to 3 future NFL wide receivers. where most teams are lucky to have one. Walker ran for 190 yards against Michigan, who had Hutchinson as defense. And they're saying, he did all that on his own, doesn't even get an acknowledge, doesn't even get a nod, nothing like that. And then somebody also replied, "Cry. Walker looked sweet against OSU with a skull and crossbones."
He got hurt. I mean,
He did.
He shouldn't be punished for getting hurt.
But
That should not count against him. But leading up to that game, he was the most consistent player in college football, in my opinion.
Now, if Kenneth Walker didn't get hurt in that game, maybe it's different. But also, MSU's defense was not stopping our offense, so I don't know if it would have mattered.
Or here's the scenario
I mean,
we talked about, earlier broadcasts. He plays for Michigan State. Nobody gives a shit about Michigan State.
no.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a victim of the program. You could
be right.
Unless you're in the state of Michigan and a couple stragglers outside of the state, nobody gives two shits about Michigan State. They're laugh. People laugh. They call it Sparty for a
but
reason.
okay. So, but you look at that. You bring that up about how they downplay Michigan State and how Michigan State is. But Pickett, he had a good game. In the championship.
That baffles me.
He slides right in there. It's like you still got to give ACC a little love.
Hold on.
That fake slide.
The fake slide.
Yeah.
So
garbage.
I want you guys' opinion on that because
ACC
he should have been ruled down.
no, it's not being called ruled down. So hypothetically, let's say he does it again, or a quarterback next year on another team does it, and the fake slide, and a defender hits him. Is that considered targeting because he's defenseless because he went for a slide but faked it, so he stayed up? Or can you just hit him? It will be
That's
clean.
a good point. It's a good point because if
How do you approach that as a defender?
if you watch that video, the defender gave up, completely stopped pursuing the play, and once Pickett saw that, he popped right back up and took off and ended up with a long touchdown.
It's a sweet idea. Don't get it wrong, but
and they have to nip that in the butt before these playoff games, because there's the way to get around giving yourself up. We'll say,
how do you
make it look like
you
are,
defender?
but stay on your feet.
Because if you hit them and they call targeting or this, or it's stupid. Then you call them down.
In a really funky. It's just like you train these kids, the defensive ends, to go after the quarterback and hit the quarterback, and now all of a sudden you have to ease up on it. So it makes the defensive player's job that much harder, because now you got to sit. Hey, is this guy going to fake slide? And they've got to fix it, and I think they need to make it as soon as you make that appearance, just like a fair catch.
Josh Allen
as soon as you throw your hand
up,
it's over.
Oh, Josh Allen, nope, he's up.
So how about
Speaking of
you're talking
Josh
about
Allen,
those receivers for Stroud? Could you imagine if they still had Jamison Williams there too? Man, how good is he?
Fucker,
the
he's
receiver
fast. Hey,
he transferred from Ohio State.
Yeah, he transferred after the national championship game last season, and
Ohio State will be fine. They're receivers. Losing
Chris, that'd be deadly.
Hey,
that'd be four guys. They could be like, we don't need a running back. We got four guys out here.
Losing Chris Olave will hurt.
I don't think so. You got Trevion Henderson, who's a freshman, who they'll be right back in the thick of things next year.
So Drew, which one? I got a question for you. Which one of those receivers is on your pillowcase?
Smith Najigba.
Or is it a trio of all three of them where you rest your head every night?
He's got an AJ Hawk fat head on his wall.
And then their jocks are right where his head goes.
Yes, how'd you know? It's my wake up call.
Feels like right here.
You wake up clobbering.
Come on, man. Let's be good. When you guys get a chance, I know 3 of the 4 of us have Twitter. I know, Andrew, you got Twitter, right?
I got Twitter.
I haven't been on my Twitter in fucking like 10 years.
JP, you got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, it's good. So yeah, when you guys get a chance, go to ESPN and check them out. There's thousands and thousands of stuff on it. People going back and forth about why this person was. The highlight of mine is everybody was saying it's a joke having Hutchinson there, and they're trying to compare a linebacker stat to defensive back stat. He goes, but you got to look at how many quarterback pressures that Hutchinson's had, and it's also going in to say, did he or did he not set one of the Heisman candidates 3 times in a game? I rest my case.
Well, the Heisman like Final Four is a lot like the playoff. You're never going to satisfy anybody because you can take Hutchinson out and put Will Anderson, or take Stroud out and put somebody else, and there are going to be people who say, "Oh, well, why isn't Hutchinson there? Why isn't this guy?"
It's about what you do in your biggest game, and that's why Kenneth Walker isn't there, because against Ohio State.
But he got 5 touchdowns against Michigan.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a give and take.
Yeah.
Hey, six rushes, 26 yards.
If he plays in Ohio State, if he plays at Alabama or Georgia, he's in. No question about it. He's in.
Yeah,
he falls victim to the program.
So you don't
right.
do you think? I mean, obviously you got to be talented to win the award, but do you think it's name, brand, and image more than on-field performance?
It's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
Anymore.
Hey, that's why I'd be surprised if Bryce Young doesn't win it.
He's gonna win it. I think he sealed the deal last week.
Oh, he's a lock.
Against Georgia.
The way he played, he won that game for him. He was unbelievable.
They're just debating to see who's going to sit next to him.
I mean, it'll be.
You might as well put all 3 quarterbacks next to each other and put Hutchinson.
It's going to be Bryce Young, Stroud, Aiden Hutchinson, and Pickett will finish 4th. That'll be the rundown.
But you want to talk about look at Kenny Pickett as a kid who, coming from a program that's not like what's Pitt been the past couple of years, like not well known,
At 30?
Like that's
they were nothing until they got a decent
Hey, all I know is
Narduzzi took over the program, and he's kind of gotten them
right.
A little bit of relevance, but they play in the big, they play in, what is it, the Big East over there, or what?
ACC.
Oh, yeah.
The ACC. So, I mean, how irrelevant is the ACC anymore? And now Clemson's about to take another dip, losing.
Really irrelevant if you didn't even know what it was. What is it, the Big East over there?
Well, no, but it's just when people think about the ACC, you think of one team.
Well, it's Clemson.
Yeah, you don't think about Pitt and Wake Forest. Wake Forest has been fucking ass.
You think about Florida State more than you think about Pitt, and Florida State's probably one of the worst teams in the country.
Yeah,
there's 2 former Michigan players in that game for Wake Forest.
Hey, the whole state of Florida college football right now is terrible.
Yeah. I called that Mario Cristobal hire last week. I knew that was coming.
Yeah. That's terrible.
All
right.
Money talks.
So JP, you got any more time, or are you about out?
I got a couple minutes.
All right. So
he's extending his lunch.
The lovable losers, or the Pontiac Pussycats, decided to shock the world yesterday, and it almost looked like we won the Super Bowl yesterday after they had won on that 4 seconds left. Jared Goff throws a strike to Amon St. Brown, touchdown, which happened to be his first career touchdown. So you couldn't think of a better way of the guy to start his career off touchdown-wise as a game winner. And
he deserved it. He had a hell of a game. He played his ass off the whole game.
That was the loudest I've ever heard Ford Field ever.
Half capacity.
Like you would have thought,
that's sad.
You would have thought we just went undefeated or clinched like a number 1 seed. Just the fans, it was raining and shitty walking out of the stadium, and people just did not care. People were so happy.
Rich, Tom, you guys know me. I'm not that big of a Lions fan, so it doesn't really matter to me. I think that Dan Campbell's an idiot, if you ask me.
No.
Well, the fact that he's calling plays tells you everything you need to know. But I think the general consensus was it was more like go out and win this game for Oxford, for those kids. Let's like Campbell's post his post game conference he's genuine. I'll give him
I can
that.
stand behind
Very
that.
genuine. He tells it like it is. He's either gonna cry or he's gonna make fun of himself. But his post game presser yesterday was it was like enough about the win. This is about the community. I think that was really the most important thing for the team to really go out, and even though the coach of Oxford has coaching experience with Minnesota, which was cool that they wore the decal and the t-shirts too. But I think it was a healing moment for the Lions, and what a way to get that win. And I think it all comes down to the fact that Dan Campbell is a likable guy, and you feel sorry for him. And he got that monkey off his back.
Was Minnesota trying to guard the goalpost on that play?
But here's the thing.
St. Brown was wide open.
Say what you want. Minnesota was losing their top 4 defenders, and then half of their offense. Thielen was out. Delvin Cook was out.
Speaking of Minnesota, Thielen and Delvin Cook didn't practice today, and they got to play on Thursday. Minnesota does.
They were limping.
Madison put in a Delvin-like performance. So
he always does, though. He's a really good backup.
But then again, you also got to look. The Lions make everybody look great.
I mean, how many rookies do the Lions have starting on defense that are making impacts? That Jacobs was he's the number 1 rated corner rookie. Jerry Jacobs.
Owario's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, and Ozarike on the defensive end. I mean, these rookies are really making plays, and you don't see it on the record, but they're getting good experience. So if you pair them next to some veteran leadership,
man, I'm telling you,
3 years.
Next year we'll get 8 wins.
Year. I'll give them 3 years when they've established a different quarterback.
Don't do that, Drew.
Hey, speaking of Florida,
cornbread.
Speaking of Florida, just to go back, their basketball team was a 24-point favorite against Texas Southern tonight and lost.
There we go. And more useless information.
But no, it was good. I mean, I know Pat McAfee was talking about it this morning, how that game single-handedly threw his whole betting off because he needed Minnesota at 2.5 to win to get his parlay, and he lost. He bet against the Lions, and it bit him in the ass. Go figure.
Yeah,
that's a dirty game there. That betting.
Yeah.
Stay away.
All right. Well, hey, get back to work, everybody.
All right.
And we'll Hey, thanks for coming on to chat, and we'll definitely get you guys back on again sooner than later.
All right, guys.
Later.
See ya.
What a guy.
What guy? You there?
Who, me? Yeah, I'm watching halftime.
All right.
Well,
hey, on that note, we'll get JP back to work and everything like that. I'm checking out because I got to be up early in the morning. So, Tom, I'll catch you on Thursday.
Yep, looking forward to seeing you guys come down.
Yeah.
So,
and anybody that's watching, I don't know how many people are watching or if anyone's watched yet, but it's looking like about 4:30 on Friday.
Okay.
And we're, like Rich was telling people before, this is a good way for some of my family and the friends that weren't able to make the trip down to be able to, be a part of it. So, and I'm thankful for Rich. He's going to be able to record it. And so a lot of people that, I've been getting text messages from family, like, is there a way we can watch? So now we're going to be able to give them that opportunity.
Hey, how's the cell service down there on the beach? You were there today, right?
It's good. Yeah,
okay.
It's 4G. Yeah, there won't be any problems.
All right,
4G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better than 5. 5G is so overrated.
It is.
All right.
No, we'll be fine.
All right, Drew.
Later.
All right.
See ya. Yeah, I just cut him off. Screw him. See you, Drew.
Bye.
Yeah. So anyway, so cool, man. I'm glad you were able to hop on, get this out of the way. Episode 51, by the way. Episode 51.
Yeah,
The
we got to
next
start
episode-
figuring out what we're going to do for our big 1 year, coming up here in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got. It'll probably be. It won't. We should probably do it on the 23rd of December, like we started last year.
Was it the 23rd? I thought we did our
It was-
first one on Christmas Eve.
It was the 23rd because I
okay.
looked it up. That's when we uploaded it, the 23rd. So
We
so cool. Yeah,
that sounds good to me.
we definitely have come a long way from that. Maybe
Yeah,
we'll pull
just-
the old intro out. Maybe
Oh,
we'll,
the
you
old
know, maybe
the old
we'll do this,
porn
maybe we'll do that.
music.
Yeah, we could probably do that. So
Yeah, we
Anyway,
definitely
cool,
have
man.
come a long way.
that's for sure. So anyway, hey,
All
be safe, have fun,
Yep.
watch the rest of the game. Give my best to Christina, and we'll see you guys in a couple days.
Safe travels down.
Later on, buddy.
See you guys.